This is the BGG Climbers for the week ending 6/30/2021. This list is put together every week by Michael Alexander. I'll include links in the description to the Geeklist as well as this week's list. Let's get into it. We have some really interesting stuff this week. We'll start with the stuff below the top 10. So Unmatched, Cobble, and Fire. I've heard a lot of good things about this game. It's actually already at 605, which is pretty good. I've heard it's one of the best Unmatched games. I haven't played it myself, but I think this is going places. I think this one may end up in the top 500. Maybe even better, since it's only got 1,400 ratings. But with so many different Unmatched, it may not sell well enough to climb past the top 500. So we have Electronic Dream phone. So somehow this thing got like a few new ratings recently, and I don't know if it's nostalgia or what. I doubt you can even buy this game anymore. But it got a couple more ratings and jumped enough places to end up as number 23. Hadrian's Wall has been getting a few more reviews. I think even the Dice Tower recently reviewed it. I'm not sure we're going to see this move up into the top 250 even. I just think it's probably going to be too heavy for a lot of people. It sounds like a lot of fun. I probably will play it at some point, but maybe it's not a game I'm going to own. We'll see, though. It has been getting fairly positive reviews, although the average rating has been bumping around a lot, which might mean this is headed to a little bit lower rating. Let's see what else we had. Oh, yeah, this one. So Lisboa jumped 4 spots because there's a group of games that were clustered together, and it just got a few new ratings. So this game, it's one of the few Lacerdas I have not played yet. I own it. I just really need to get it to the table. And it is, really been a strong performer over the years. Still at number 61. I think it's outperformed the Gallerist recently. So that's number 18, Lisboa. Comet, Blood and Sand continues to climb. This is, certainly headed into the top 100. I don't see how it's not. It's just a really solid Euro-style war game, I guess. And Oath. Okay. So Oath is doing pretty well. It's, I would say, landing about where I expected, with ratings in the upper 7s and lower 8s. I was able to play an early version of this game. I didn't think it was going to have as broad of appeal as Root. I think it's a little bit different game that maybe isn't quite as straightforward and has a little bit of different mechanisms. But it's doing fairly well, I think. So that's Oath. And I don't think this is going to end up in the top 100. It was a pretty big Kickstarter, but I do think it's probably not going to get there. So number 10, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice. So this is starting to climb because the backers are getting their copies of it, which the ratings are actually pretty good. So it's in the upper 8s. This is based on an existing system from, let's see if it has it here, V Commandos, yeah. So this game was a huge Kickstarter. I think it's run into a few problems with shipping, as a lot of companies are. They're having to charge backers a little bit more money to ship out the games. Which I kind of feel like maybe having a choice on waiting or not might have been good. Or if it had shipped when they planned a year ago, we wouldn't have run into this. So that's another thing to consider. One thing is it's a huge Kickstarter. It looks really cool. The minis are done, I think, pretty well, and it uses the a V Commando system. It's got this like envelope system for unlocking new content. I'm really excited to get my copy and play this, and I am kind of regretting not picking up some of the expansions now after seeing it. So we'll see. We'll see how good it is. I think the stealth mechanics of the V Commando system are going to work amazingly well with Assassin's Creed. I love the Assassin's Creed video games. I think that they're really cool. And I'm hoping that this board game brings that to life. So I don't know if this is going to get a retail release. I do know that the planned price for it is ridiculously high on their website. Maybe they went a little bit overboard with the campaign, but I'm personally glad I got in on the Kickstarter in this one. I was kind of on the fence at the time, but I'm happy. I'm hoping it shows up pretty soon. So that's number 10, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice. Number 9, Deliverance. So I haven't seen this one before. Is this on Kickstarter right now? Let's see. Yeah, it looks like this is a game about angels on Kickstarter right now, and it looks to be doing pretty well. I haven't seen this. Andrew Lowen. Let's see what he's done. Guess this is his first game? Interesting. So let's see what the mechanisms are. So this is action points, battle, card drafting, cooperative game. I do like cooperative games. We've been playing a lot of Unlock recently, and we've been having a really good time with that, going through all the Unlock games. Story-rich campaign. Let's see how the game looks. So I feel like they maybe could have had better painters paint these. I don't know if these are, I assume these are like prototype minis for showing off the game. I do like the art though. And it'll be interesting to see. Now again, this showing up on the list, it's a Kickstarter that's currently available. It looks like there's tabletop simulator mods, so maybe some of these are real ratings, but I kind of don't like when people rate Kickstarters before they play it through at least once. So that's number 9, Deliverance. Number 8, Furnace. So this looks like the same artist that did what was that game? City of the Big Shoulders. And it's again capitalists manipulate the market and manage their industrial empires. Let's see what this designer is. Oh, interesting. He did Smartphone Inc. So Smartphone Inc. got pretty good reviews. So it's an engine building Euro game with auction mechanisms, card drafting, constrained bidding, multiple lot auctioning with what looks to be really good artwork. Yeah, I like this style. I like how the cards look on this one. So, and it's basically a card game. It's not really. It doesn't look like it's a board game, which might be good for a retail release, assuming it's coming to retail. It looks like in this case, it's just getting deliveries from the backers, although the initial ratings are not looking that solid. So maybe the best. So I'm not expecting we're going to see this one in the top 100. Maybe not even the top 500, given the slow start. That's number 8, Furnace. Number 7, Meadow. So we've talked about this game before. It continues to do better than I expected. I was not expecting it to climb quite as quickly or have as good ratings, although it's not getting too many ratings per week. So we'll have to keep an eye on this one and see how it does in the future weeks. So that's number 7, Meadow. Number 6, we've also seen before, it's Shadow Kingdoms of Valeria. Now, this might be the highest rated Valeria series yet. The other one was kind of like a Machikoro game. I forget the other one was another different style game, and this is a third different style game. This thing is doing pretty well, although only 118 ratings, so we'll have to see how it does in the coming months. Although we've already seen it twice, so we may keep on seeing this game. That's number 6, Shadow Kingdoms of Valeria. Number 5 is a hit game, Dune Imperium, and on this, the Dune series has done really well. So there was a Gale Force 9 re-released the original Dune game, and interestingly, I just saw a pre-order available for a new version of Dune, which makes me, or of Dune the original game. It's like an updated version of Dune to go with the movie that's coming out, with updated rules, updated graphics design. I feel like that's the game that I want to get. I want to get the one that's been improved upon the original. I got the original game just from the fact that maybe someday in the future I will have 6 people that want to play it and want to learn the game. Usually if I have 6 people, I'm playing Twilight Imperium, but this game might be worth playing. This is not a 6-player game. This is a worker placement deck building game, and this is doing amazingly well. More copies are available. They have the upgrade pack, which fixes the look of the game. I really think this has a shot. I think it's going to be in the top 25. Maybe the top 10. We'll have to see. The ratings have come down a little bit, but this one might have a shot at the top 10. So that's number 5, Dune Imperium. Number 4 is Great Western Trail. So we've seen this one before. It's jumped around twice. This one is going to, and actually we can look at this, right? So to get in the top 10, you need an average of 8, or essentially a average of 8.3 with around 30,000 ratings. So we're at 6,000 with 8.38. It might not make it. It might not make it in the top 10. It might be just shy of it, but we'll see. But this is Great Western Trail. They're coming out with, this is the second edition, which I don't think changes much. They improved the box art for sure. The old original one just had 3 grumpy dudes. Now it looks like actual people working on the Great Western Trail. They're going to come out with new Great Western Trails for Argentina and New Zealand, which I'm really interested to see what Alexander Pfister does with those. And maybe he can take this classic game and fix the things that I think weren't maybe as good with it as could have been. So that's number 4, Great Western Trail. Number 3 is Destiny. So this game is rocketing up the charts. This one will hit the top 100, guaranteed. It is getting a lot of positive reviews. The ratings are really solid for it. It's like, to me, it takes the Chronicles of Crime app experience and puts it in a game that maybe more people are interested in. A little bit deeper game, it looks like, from the weight of the game, and a little bit more stuff going on. And again, has the really good artwork that comes with a Lucky Duck games production in this series. So this is a game I'm looking forward to trying out at some point. I'm sure eventually I will play it. So it's number 3, Destinies. Number 2 is Imperium Classics. So we've also looked at this game. The rating is kind of fluctuating around 8. I do expect this to come down based on the reviews. I've heard the system itself is interesting, but the teardown and resetting of the game does take a little bit longer, and the rules are a little bit more convoluted than people like. So I don't expect this to end up in the top 100, but we'll see. Everyone loves, people really yearn for an amazing Civilization game, and this is a Civilization game, so it may get a lot of people interested from that. I know I'm interested in it. I'm interested in trying it out at some point. So that is number 2, Imperium Classics. And number 1 is Terraforming Mars Aries Expedition. So this game is incredible. There's been a bunch of controversy about it, and that's why it's jumped so much. It's just gotten a huge amount of ratings this last week. In case you're not aware, what happened with this is they ran a Kickstarter for it, and they entered into a contract with Target to provide it a exclusive Target version of the game. And unfortunately, the way things that were written in the contract and the Kickstarter, they had to deliver the Target version of the game before the Kickstarter backers. Now, I think just in general, it doesn't sit right with people that back the Kickstarter, and I can understand why. I've only ever backed one Stronghold Games Kickstarter just from a value perspective. I just wanted the dual layer boards, basically, for Terraforming Mars. I just wanted the nice looking dual layer boards. I had 3D printed ones, but the dual layer boards from the latest Kickstarter interested me. I wasn't really that interested in the expansion. I just did it for the dual layer boards, and I was happy with it. I didn't feel like I got a great value or anything, and that's the main reason why I tend to avoid Stronghold game Kickstarters, not from anything else. I do think this probably will hurt their reputation on Kickstarter, and maybe they just need to reevaluate doing Kickstarters instead of just doing their previous retail releases. As far as Aries Expedition, I've watched some reviews on it. It's basically a slightly shorter Terraforming Mars card game, but from what I gathered, it's not as good. It's probably not. I think most people that want to invest in a 2-hour it says 60 minutes in here, but I heard it's like an hour and a half or 2 hours, really. And my understanding is most people that want to invest an hour and a half or 2 hours might as well just invest a little bit more, play Terraforming Mars with Prelude, and maybe do it 2.5 or 3 hours and just play the full game. I did see that the artwork is a huge improvement in this, which makes me think they're going to release. I don't see how it doesn't happen. That there will be a Terraforming Mars. I'm not saying there will be, but I think that there will be a Terraforming Mars Deluxe Edition coming someday that has everything in it. That has like the 3D printed stuff from the big box. That has redone art on the cards, maybe some balancing changes and stuff, and just has everything in one box. I don't see how they don't do that at some point. And if they did, I may end up getting it just because I think Terraforming Mars, especially with Prelude and some of the expansions, makes for a really fun game. The theme is unique. The gameplay is really good, especially with card drafting. And I do think that it deserves its spot at the top of the BGG ratings. So I think that's it. That's our top game of the week was Terraforming Mars Aries Expedition. If you like this video, please like and please subscribe, and please take a look at our other videos. Thank you.